Welcome everybody to another December daily video. In this video, I will be putting together my day 2, and the story of the day is all about our Christmas tree and going to pick one out. Typically, we do this the weekend after Thanksgiving, but my parents were here for a visit, so we decided to wait, and we actually went last Saturday, which was, I believe, the 5th. I already had it planned out in my album as the story for day 2. So let's get started, shall we? I'm going to go ahead and take my pages out of the album now and go ahead and get started. What I have to work with is the back side of day 1, which is a full page. And on the other side, I have a page protector. So the full page, what I did was print one of the 6x8 papers from the digital main kit. I did have to enlarge it to 7x8.25 to fit the back side of my day 1. So I went ahead and adhered it to the back, and I'm gonna go ahead and punch the holes right now so I know where those holes are when I'm planning out my page. That way they don't interfere with anything. I thought it would be fun to use this cut file from Paige Evans. The original file is a bit smaller than what I wanted, so I just enlarged it in the Silhouette Studio and I cut it out. I wanted one big ornament to house my picture, and then I've got the smaller one at the top, and then there's another one at the bottom that goes off the edge. I'm going to set the cut file aside to dry and move on to this other side. What I need to do is to find a journaling card. So I'm looking through my cards right now to see if I can find one. While I'm looking through the cards, it dawns on me that I need a card that will house my story, and I do have a lot to say. So I'm going to set those aside, and I have a card in mind. You'll see that in a little bit. And I'm going to go ahead and cut out the circle part of the cut file now. And then the next thing I'm going to do is to go ahead and get that picture in the cut file area. So I put some glue on the cut file and then put it on top of my photo, and I'm going to cut around it once it's dry. You need to make sure you wait until it's dry, otherwise it will move around. It's now dry, so I'm going to go ahead and cut it out and get it all ready. And the next thing that I want to do is to add some pattern paper to that bottom ornament. So I picked out the tree paper that came in the main kit, which is a 6x8 size. I thought that it would add some color and add some green to that left side. So I'm going to let that sit, and then here is my card that I've got picked out. So it has a ton of room on the bottom for my story. All right, I've got all my pieces on to and under my cut file, so now I'm ready to actually put it on top of my page here. And there is a look at the finished product. I did probably want to add some embellishing to the page. So right now I'm trying to figure out what I want and where I want it. I've got these gold stars that came from the main kit. I'm going to go ahead and put one on top of our Christmas tree there. I've also got these craft phrase strips. So I'm going to add one underneath the tree chipboard, and then also add a pop of color with that red star. There's a closer look at the finished page. I'm going to go ahead and move it into my album now. There's a couple things left that I want to do before I wrap up my day 2. The first one is to put a number 2 on my page. I already have a small number 2 on the filler card, the tree card, but I want to add a number 2 probably to the left side as well. So I go ahead and pick out this small white number 2, and I'm going to add it on to that star. The last thing that I need to do is to journal on my card. So I've gone ahead and done that and ran it through the printer. I'm going to add the circle chipboard piece, and then I also thought it would be fun to add a star underneath of that. So I'm going to pick out one right now and slip it underneath. And a little bit about the story for this day. We went to pick out our tree, and typically we can find one at Home Depot, a really good one. Here we had a real hard time finding what we wanted. They didn't look good and didn't seem healthy. So we went on a search and went up a size and found this beautiful full tree that my son named Big Jill. I guess she or something along those lines is from YouTube, or she's a YouTuber. I'm not sure. I tried to ask questions, but it was kind of confusing. So we're just going to leave it at that. Here is a look at days 1 and 2 in my album, and I'm going to go ahead and wrap up here. Thank you so much for joining me today, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.